It's 6:40 p.m. It's after sunset on Saturday, October 21st. It's a cloudy day, so let's go see if you can see the sunset colors. There's not much today. Anyway, I wanted to check on the cows. I already seen new manure. What I want to look at with the manure is I want to make sure it doesn't get too wet or too dry. In this case, it's just right? If it starts to get too dry, that means I need more protein. I'll pull out some protein buckets and give them some of that. This is a sacrificial field, so they're going to stay here until all that hay is gone. The goal is to give the rest of the field extra time to recover. So let's go see what the hay looks like. Ooh, it smells good. Look at all that hay. Hay. They do like to poop in the hay, which I'm not too concerned about. You can see here there's a big turd right there in the hay. But they're going to stay here until this hay is either covered in poo or until it's all gone. Well, by all gone, I mean like there's not much left. So, yep. It looks it looks like is that metal tag? Yeah, that's metal tag. It looks like they are focused on the hay and not on the grass, which is good. I don't want them in the grass. So if your field is at 0, so you bought or you leased a field that has no grass, maybe just a bunch of weeds, or is just bare ground, the grass cycle requires I don't know the right way to put it. Green manure is what I heard people call it. It requires dead plants to provide like a mulch layer. And this hay is perfect for that, right? And when I was rolling out the hay, I did see seed heads. It looked like some kind of either rye or wheat or something like that. Could be a wheat, obviously, but I don't really know. My grass is very well. But the hay will help develop that first fraction of an inch of soil on your dead ground so that the plants have somewhere to start, So a couple techniques to get your seed into the ground. One is broadcasting. That's just like using something that throws the seed into the air. And that can work in certain scenarios. It doesn't work in others. It tends to work if there's like already ground cover and the seed can get buried by the dead foliage. Another technique is to drill the seed into the ground. So that's just basically putting the seed in like 1/4 inch below the soil. So the tool is it basically cuts the soil, puts the seed in, and puts it back together again. Right, and that's called drilling. Another technique is tilling. That's where you basically tear up the soil, put the seed on top, and just mix the top little level layer. I don't recommend that. Drilling seems to be a good technique. I have no experience with it though. And another technique is to put the seed down on the ground and cover it with hay or straw or something like that. I'm told that's a good way to grow potatoes and things like that. So looks like this little calf's trying to find some grass. So if you have nothing, like literally nothing, and I do recommend finding out what you have by giving it a couple years to grow on its own. What is going on here? It's 2 bulls, a young bull and that older bull. That bull on the left is my neighbor's bull. It's about 2.5 years old, and the bull on the right, a little over 1 year old. So I guess you guys are pushing on each other. You're just playing around. I wanted to check the water. There's the water. Looks good. There's Blue and her bull calf just standing around looking at me. Yeah, so I do recommend just seeing what grows. And a good way to see what's in the ground is just to put some hay on top. Give it some time. the rainwater, the warmth that the hay provides should be enough to give you a clue on what's down there, what's already in your seed bank, which I recommend doing before you go out and buy a bunch of seed. Seed can be quite expensive, and if you don't have optimal soil conditions for it, you're flushing money down the toilet, you know. So hay is a good way, especially old hay that nobody wants to feed the cows, hay that's been around for like a year and a half. Just roll that sucker out in the ground to see what you get, right? So I didn't film from the beginning. I filmed starting of August of last year. The first year I was here, I got the field I think in March, and then June I got the cows, and then there was already ryegrass up to my elbows, up to my armpits, all throughout the entire field. It's clear that the previous owner drilled the ryegrass in because they were in neat little rows, and probably fertilizer and all that. And then that died. The cows ate the dead grass. The Bermuda grass really didn't do that well that summer, and then it stopped raining mid-June, and that was the worst drought in 150 years. The worst drought in recorded history, basically. We didn't get any rain until, oh gosh, I don't even know, like October or something like that. And even then we didn't get very much rain. It really didn't start raining until the next spring, like late March. So during that time I unrolled a bunch of hay, starting in the summer and throughout the winter and all the way up to April. And there's still to this day, there's parts of my pasture that I can point to and say that's where I unrolled some hay, and that's where the grass grew well, you know. So I do recommend rolling out the hay, especially on a dead pasture or a dying pasture. Just see what kind of effect it has. So yeah, that's what I did. I just got this big, huge field of goatweed. Big, beautiful field of goatweed. It's starting to die though, I could tell. But now we're just in a game where I'm just trying to give the field as much time as possible to recover. And I'm using my hay and I'm sacrificing some land for it. So they will be in this cell. This is the same size as any other cell in the field. They'll be here for 3.5 days at least, I think. Maybe 4 days, maybe 5 days. Probably 5 days is more than I'd like to do. I don't know, maybe if that hay doesn't disappear very quickly, maybe I keep them here a week. It'll be gone by then, I think, with 30 cows. And then I'll move them to the next cell, go for another 3.5 days to a week, and I can continue that. Let's see, 1 bale of hay, 2 bales of hay a week, and I got like 65 bales of hay. So yeah, we're talking 9 months from now. So let's see, that would be July of next year. If I don't get any rain at all, zapped. If I don't get any rain at all, July of next year is when I will run out of hay. So most likely this winter, I'll probably go, if things don't improve quickly, which they probably will not unless something changes, like we get rain. The earliest rain forecast is like Thursday, and even then it's not really a good promise of rain. I'll check the northern half of the field. If it looks good, I'll just give it a little extra time to rest. So let's see, 7. So probably, 5 weeks from now, maybe 3 weeks from now, or 2 weeks from now. It depends on how well it grows. I might move them back into the northern half of the field, do rotation through the northern half, and then bring them back here again. I'm also going to give the back 20 there. That's going to be my stockpile for late spring. So what happens is there's a transition from spring to summer grass. the summer grass starts to die off, and the spring grass starts to die off, and the summer grass takes a while to establish itself and really get growing. And you want to get the cows off of the grass during that time. And so what I'll do is I'll let the spring grass just go crazy in the back 20. And when I get to the point where it doesn't feel right rotating here, I'll just move in the back 20 for a week, and then that should give the summer grass enough time to really get established. Or feed them hay again, until the summer grass can really get going. That's really what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for the autumn grass to really get going. It's here, I can see it, it's just not growing very quickly. So I don't want to put too much pressure on it. That's what I'm doing. All right, guys, have a great day. Take care, and bye-bye.